What is up, college football fans? What is up, Clemson Tiger fans? Happy Sunday to everybody. You guys know what I say. Every day above ground is a great day as far as I'm concerned, and every day is a great day to be a Clemson Tiger. Welcome back to the State of the Fan Address, which I do every single Sunday following a Clemson Tiger football game. Normally, I have like some notes, some bullet points I write down to go over for this segment. Today, I didn't even need it. First of all, shout out to LSU. Congratulations on a great win on the road against a top five team in the Clemson Tigers in Death Valley last night. If I would have told you yesterday afternoon or even last night before kickoff that LSU was only going to score 17 points, who would you thought would have won that game? An absolutely pitiful performance by Clemson's offense last night. Again, you got to give credit to LSU. Brian Kelly said it himself in the post-game press conference. He said, we knew they weren't going to run the ball, and they became very predictable. When the head coach of the opposing team is saying how predictable your offense is, you're dead on arrival. Yeah, you had no shot to begin with. All we heard all offseason, you can't really take what these coaches say seriously in the offseason because, every team is, going 100-0. Every team's got the best players, the best scheme, the best coaches in the world in the offseason. And you don't really know what you're going to get until they line up and actually play. And so we know what we got now, which is no offense. I think Cade Klubnik's going to be fine. I think our receiver is going to be fine. I don't know what the status is on Antonio Williams. I think he pulled his hamstring or whatever, so that's not good. That's a lingering thing. I would sit him these next couple of weeks, at least, depending on how severe it is. Definitely this coming week, and maybe against Georgia Tech as well. We're going to need him down the stretch. But the running back situation is head-scratching. We knew that we didn't have a solidified number one running back going into the game. We converted a wide receiver, Adam Randall, to running back. But we've got other guys back there. To not even attempt to run the ball is unbelievable to me. I think they attempted 4 runs in the second half. They ran for 31 yards total in the game. If you're just going to drop back and try to pass it every play, a defense like LSU is going to pick you apart. And we're going to see other great defenses across the country throughout the season. So you've got to, I don't care if it's not working. The passing game wasn't working either. So I don't want to hear, Pete, they were stacking the box. The run game wasn't working. They had to pass it. You have to establish a run in college football, especially against great defenses. Otherwise, they're going to do what they did to you last night. The game actually should have been worse than it was. The final score is 17-10, but LSU got robbed out of a touchdown. I'm sorry, that was a touchdown. The guy caught it, crossed the pylon, then it got knocked out of his hands. And once it crosses that pylon, it's a touchdown. So I don't know what the refs were looking at there. So the game really probably should have been 24-10. The defense was put in a bad spot here. First of all, Nussmeier's a great quarterback, and they're loaded on offense, LSU, and we knew that going into the game that they were going to be a handful on offense. I'm not putting this on the defense. I thought the defense played pretty well. They forced a couple of turnovers. They put the offense in a good spot to be able to score off those turnovers, and they couldn't do it. We also missed a field goal. But I'm not putting this on Clemson's defense. I thought they played pretty well, considering the position that they were put in by the offense. So I don't even know what else to say, where to go from here. You got a cupcake game this week. Then you got to go on the road at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's offense is nothing great. They're one-dimensional, kind of like Clemson is in a different way. They're one-dimensional running the ball. They're the opposite, right? So if you can shut down Haynes King, I think you can win that game just based on your defense. But you got to figure something out in the run game. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Easy E. I don't care if it's the true freshman Gideon. I don't care if it's Adam Randall. You've got to solidify a starting running back, RB1, and ride with him and let him get his reps in. All these guys are unexperienced at running back. I don't care how talented they are. They've got to get reps in real games, not just in practice. And that really needed to start last night. Without the threat of a run, the passing game's got no chance. The offense has no chance. Who do you blame this on? Well, I blame it on Dabo Swinney. I mean, I know I'm going through social media and everybody's calling for Garrett Riley's head. This is a little bit of an overreaction, I think. We see a lot of overreactions in week 1, but it's concerning to me that you have a team like Florida State who won 2 games last year and looked like a 10 times better football team than Clemson, who's the most veteran team in the country. If you look at the starters on this team, the amount of snaps they played, the amount of games they played, the amount of first-round draft picks on that defense. Again, the wide receiver room's loaded. You just look around. Supposedly, this is the most experienced, best offensive line that we're supposed to have in the past 10 years, or at least going back to 2016, 17, and 18. So 7 years. And you put a performance like that out there. And you look at what Florida State did against Alabama. They look like a better coached team. That's right, I just said it. Florida State looked like a better coached team than Clemson did last night. That's a cause for concern going into the season, for the rest of the season. Now, of course, this game doesn't matter in the ACC, the 12-team playoff. Everything's still in front of Clemson as far as the ACC is concerned, and all they have to do to get into the playoffs is win the ACC, which, based on what I saw last night, I'm not even sure that's going to happen. And frankly, this doesn't look like a playoff team. I mean, again, I don't want to make too much of an overreaction after just one game against a great team like LSU, but it is a cause for concern. They didn't look anywhere close to a playoff caliber team last night. They would have lost to a lot of teams. Hell, they would have lost to Florida State last night. Forget LSU. They would have lost to Florida State. We're going to see Miami play tonight, so we'll see how they look. But I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb here and say that Miami's going to look better than Clemson did last night. So Georgia Tech looked better than Clemson did last night, and they didn't even have a passing game. So something's got to give here. I put this on Dabo Swinney and Garrett Riley, I guess. But I put this on Dabo Swinney. And we've got to figure, there really is zero excuse for a team like Clemson with the amount of talent on it, even at the running back position. Again, not much playing time, not much experience running the ball, but a lot of talent there. So these next few weeks, we're going to have to figure out a running game. Otherwise, it's going to be a long season. We're looking at another 8-4, 9-3 at best season if we can't establish a run game. The defense is only going to carry you so far. I do think they'll get it figured out. I mean, obviously, the coaches are going to look at what happened last night and make adjustments. And hopefully, they can start to get things going here. But an extremely, extremely disappointing performance by our Clemson Tigers last night. And that's it. I will be live tonight for, what's the game tonight? Yeah, tonight is Miami and Notre Dame. I'll be live tonight for that, just like I was last night. Shout out to all the people that came into the stream last night and hung out with me. I had a lot of fun. Despite the outcome of the game, I had a lot of fun last night on the stream. And then I'll be live again Monday night at 8 o'clock for North Carolina. That'll be a fun one. North Carolina and TCU. So y'all have a great rest of your Sunday and go